Alright guys, I'm Bradu. Let's play Shadowdark. Let's see, last time, well, our group is quite worn down. We just keep getting attacked in our sleep. We have made it through a couple rough battles. We just defeated some orcs. But I think the first order of business is to find out how tired we are. I kind of avoided rolling an exhaustion roll, partly because I didn't want to roll 6 or even 4 times. So I have an idea. I'm going to roll 1 time for the group, and that con check will be the same. So we have 2 12s and 2 10s, so a +1 or a +0. So chances are everybody's going to be exhausted or not. I think I want to say it's a DC 12. Interruption. Wow, I flipped right to the page. DC 12 con check. On a failure, that character consumes a ration but gains no benefit from resting. Oh, so we actually got the full rest if we pass this. Character must consume a ration. Injured characters recover. Success. Regain all lost hit points and stat damage. Yada yada. Okay. Though I think I've been playing where if they fail this, they are disadvantaged. I don't know. Disadvantage on everything seems pretty rough. All right, let's go for it. 19. We are good. We are healed up. I was actually just feeling like we started this session. Ah, nice. We get back our spells and everything. Okay. That's good. One other order of business, and this is another one of those kind of rewind moments where I already called something out, but I'm going to change it. And that is, we rolled the treasure that we got from Camadoon, the reward they gave us, and I rolled like horseshoe, and I was like, I don't know, which kind of, that would have been cool too. Then I rolled a mask, and I was like, let's not take that first roll, let's take the second roll, because I looked on 2 different charts. Anyway, I rewatched the video, and I have no idea why I skipped over that first result. It was awesome, perfect, made perfect sense for a mask. So we don't have the mask of secrecy for Thane, keeping people out of his thoughts. What we have is the mask of, I'm going to call it the mask of discovery, which helps you discover secret doors, which makes perfect sense for a mask, right? You put this mask on and you can see where these hidden, like, it allows you to zone in on where these hidden things are, a brick out of place, or, a little glow in a crack in the wall or something like that. So I'm imagining Nura wearing, like, I don't know, some like feathery party mask, like those ones you hold up with a stick. I know there's a name for it, I can't think of it, but maybe not something like that. But probably not a plague doctor mask either. So anyway, I think Nura has on some fancy mask now that helps her see secret doors, which we haven't run into because in the dungeons that we've played through, I've created them randomly, and my random creation for dungeons doesn't have anything to do with doors, but I think I added that in since doing it. So I think from now on, there will be a chance we find secret doors. So anyway, moving on. We are now going to a new hex, I guess. 3214. We want to get to 3314. And I don't know. I think the way the rule is like I'm not supposed to roll the navigation for hexes we've already been to, but I don't necessarily have. Maybe I should have been marking the map where I actually have been, but I didn't want to cover up all the numbers. Ooh, a highlighter would have been good, huh? Dang, that's what I should do. Go over this map with a highlighter. I think I got one. Anyway, so I don't know if I actually have to navigate this, so I hope we make it. Yeah, we make it. So we are in 3314 now. High Rosadas, I know we've heard of that. But there's been a lot of those. Clear, bright skies with occasional light snow. Okay, cool. Arduous terrain. So this is a 1-day hex. The mountains here are extremely high, and the air is becoming quite thin. Travelers must frequently stop to catch their breath. Okay, so high rosadas means high, treacherous mountains. And first order of business is random encounter check. I like to use the black die for it, I guess. 6 is a no-go. But we have a, is that the combat icon? I'm not sure that's a combat icon. Junus. Okay, this is actually, it's not combat. Let's see. It is military, so DC 12, which is all, it's a charisma DC 12, right? Yeah, charisma. Okay, so we come upon a fortress with thick stone walls high up in the mountains, defended by perimeter towers and patrols from fully armed adult male hobgoblin population. Oh, okay. So there's not a whole lot to do here. They deny entrance to everyone. So even if I roll the check, we're not going to fight them. That's good. So I'm not sure what to do because there's stuff below it. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. They're not allowing anyone into the fortress, but they have merchants at the gate willing to buy armor, weapons, magic items. It even says magic items. I don't usually have a buy and sell magic items thing in my games. I have a method I use for that where there's a, haven't run into it yet, but it probably will happen, where there's a opportunity for trading. But on that note, would we buy or sell anything? Let's do this. Let's say they're buying. It doesn't say selling. It says buying. Do we have anything to sell? I don't know that we really do. Like cardamom seeds, gems. I don't think we have any weapons to sell or armor to sell. We didn't carry around the armor that we, defeated off from Orc's Drow hobgoblin. We battled a bunch of hobgoblins. So I don't know that there's a whole lot more to do here yet. Let's say this. Is there any interesting trading opportunity with the hobgoblins? I'm just going to give this a solodark oracle check. No, absolutely not. So we're going to move on, but we did discover a hobgoblin fortress. It said they appear to be prepping for something big. So let's continue. Oh, we have to rest here, don't we? All right. And it's also, I didn't look at our other random encounter checks. We probably have more random encounter checks. Unsafe check every 3 hours. So if it's a 12-hour thing, a 12-hour travel, we're checking 4 times on ones. 1, 2. Should probably roll 4 of these at one time, huh? So no other encounters. But we then have to rest in this hex before moving on to the next hex. So let's try to set up camp. That is, I think that's Orgo, right? We decided Orgo is our camper. Finds a decent camp. That's not going to change anything about camp. So now we need to do 4 encounters during the night. 4 encounter checks during the night. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, nothing at all goes on in this hex combat-wise, or other than just that we find a fortress and kind of avoid it. So let's continue south-ish. Let's try to go 3, 4, 1, 3. Good. Okay. And I always am curious if we've already been here. So it still says Central Rosadas, but now it's difficult terrain. So this only takes 2 of our 3 hexes for the day. Windy, cool, clear skies, floating snow. So we still got snow. We're getting cold here. Oh, I definitely recognize this. This is our dwarvish vault. So we definitely, I would say, almost say we could just pass through this hex. We've done all this stuff extensively. Unsafe check every 3 hours, though. And we've also done the random encounters here, at least some of them. So let's do, that's funny. Let's do our check first when we first get in here. And there is something. I don't like this because we've already done this. Haven't we? Or did I just discuss it in that video? Now I can't even remember. This says the fire dragon is flying high looking for easy targets. I believe we've already seen the fire dragon. I don't think we should see him again. That said, I think maybe the other option is to use the mountain encounters in the core book. So let's try that on a D100. And I hope I'm not doing that wrong, because I know I talked about it, but I feel like we actually did it during one of the sessions also. So let's try this. Mountains. That's not what I'm rolling. Like, what am I going to add them together? Let's see where this will work. 83. Oh, okay. It says, we meet a swordsman in a secluded box canyon. He is training. What should we do about that? Let's use solodark to see if I can get any prompt that gives me a cool idea with how to handle this guy. And we're not really looking for a swordsman for our party. If they had said a wizard, that's different. 5394. Oh boy, I'm gonna reverse them. Oh, I read it wrong. Change honor or defy luck. Okay, so I had kind of a funny vision of this Hiraldo for that. For this Hiraldo character. Hiraldo the Swordsman. So what happens is we're walking through this canyon, making our way through the hex, and here's Hiraldo. He's got his sword, and he's like, sharpening it or practicing hitting the rocks. And he says, finally, is there a worthy challenger among you to fight me to the death? And I think Abbott will step up and say, well, I'm not really looking to slaughter anyone for no reason, but I'm not one to turn down a fight either. How about you just step aside and let us pass and nobody gets hurt? He says, I give you no choice. You must fight me if you would like to pass. Well, all right then. And Abbott will take a swig of his drink, and I guess the fight is on. I don't even have I'm picturing that this is not going to be too much of a fight. Just because of the defy your luck thing. I think he's like pressing his luck to make this challenge. He's just some guy with a sword. Anyway, we'll roll initiative and see what happens. So Abbott gets initiative, and he's going to come in. He's got his axe and everything, but he's just going to try to punch the guy for starters, I think. A 6 misses. Ha! Is that all you've got, fool? And then he'll swing his sword at Abbott. I'm just going to give him +0. He's just nothing, but he's probably going to hit. No, he doesn't hit. Thank goodness. So now that he's taken a full swing with his weapon, Abbott will maneuver around him. I guess, did I say I'm raging? He'll rage. If he's not, didn't already, he'll have a drink, and he'll rage. And this time he'll swing his axe. A 13 is definitely going to hit for, let's see, what does he do? 10 damage? 1 damage. Okay, good. Yeah, so Abbott, maybe he pulled his swing a little bit, but he did catch him a little bit. All right, let's give this guy another swing. Nat 1. Which somehow makes perfect sense here. So, he swings himself all the way around like Star Wars Kidding it. Here, Star Wars Kid or something like that. And finds himself back facing Abbott again. And Abbott's going to maneuver around again and take another swing at him. The 4! Abbott's missing too. This is actually quite comical. Not necessarily in the sense that I expected it. And my party's kind of like, is Abbott kidding here? Oh, Abbott's going to take a massive shot from a longsword. It's a D8, right? That's a hit. 19 is a hit, no matter what. For 1. So, again, now they've each scratched each other. All right. Time to quit messing around here, Abbott. You're raging. 8? I didn't give him an AC, but I think we're good because Abbott is a +6. With his, he doesn't even have an axe. He has a warhammer now. I forgot. So he smacks him with the warhammer. I wish he had an axe. You know what? I'm going to use the hand axe. Even though I rolled it differently before, because I like the idea of an axe here, especially because I'm not necessarily trying to kill the guy. 2 damage. So he cuts into his leg. I'm not going to say he chops it clean off, but I'm pretty sure this guy would say, "Ha, 'tis but a scratch." And they just keep fighting. And rather than roll this to the death, I think what's going to happen is, at some point, Thane is going to make the decision to bonk this guy on the head with his magical sap. And maybe I should make one good attack roll with Abbott, because the idea here is Abbott definitely is going to win this fight. An 8 hits again. This time maybe for more than 1 damage. If this guy's a level 1, he might already be dead. I didn't roll up his stats. But he's definitely outmatched and still unwilling to give up. And so Thane is going to just bonk him and knock him out. And we're going to put the manacles on him, I think, that we just got last session. And see. Let's see. And then we're going to wake him up. And I'm going to see how he reacts to this. I'm going to give Abbott his charisma modifier, because I think it was Abbott who did the stuff here. And he's got a +2, actually. So let's roll that and see what happens. And that might decide how. He's not going to... 9. 9 is neutral. I want one or the other. I want a strong reaction one way or the other here. So which way are we going? I'm going to re-roll it until I get something that's not neutral. 4. There we go. Okay, hostile. So basically, this guy's wounded, but he's like, "You coward! You wouldn't fight me fair. Your friend had to step in." And we're again going to try and say, "Look, buddy, we're just trying not to kill you. You don't need to die for this. You're showing great courage. Cool, good job. Keep up the good work, but try to stay alive. On that note, I was kind of thinking that this would go differently and that we would earn his respect, but I also think this guy's just like not to be reasoned with. He's got a bit of a death wish, and I'm not going to kill him off. I think Thane's actually, or Nura, let's do this. Let's have Nura do her healing salve to heal him up a hit point. If she can. Maybe she can't. She does. 10 will be good enough. Oh, can't even see that, can you? So Nora is going to heal him up 1 hit point. And maybe that's enough to like calm him down a little bit. And, you know, and we just kind of say, hey, like, do you need anything? We're going to keep moving on. We're not going to kill you. We're going to let you out of the manacles. Do you want more healing? Or no way. He's like, I don't need your help. You might thank Nura because she at least did help. But I'm not going to like see if he has anything. I don't think I'm going to give him anything. I think we're just going to call that good. It was rather humorous, at least for me. Even if it maybe didn't turn out the way I expected the rolls to go. But whatever. All right. So we are going to move on our way. That was our first encounter in this thing, and we definitely don't need to, let's see, we definitely don't need to do all this stuff because this has the Dwarvish Vault, so we've already made it through all of these icons. That's fine. We will do, I think because we've already been here, I don't want to sit here and roll random encounter checks, and I also feel like, well, let's see, traveling through takes 2 hexes, so that's what, 8 hours? So I would do 2 more checks. Let's do that. We can do that. 2 more checks, 8 hours. No more in this hex, and we can move on. Hopefully, it's probably going to get worse. So hopefully we can get to the next hex. Oh, yeah. Got to definitely write down this guy. Oh, man. I'm glad I didn't have to chop off his limbs, at least. We just gave him a couple scratches. So, 3, 4, 1, 3. Let's keep going south. 3, 5, 1, 3. I'm assuming we probably have been there. We can travel there. 5, 1, 3. Oh, we went into a different area now, like a different zone or whatever that means. Let's do a random encounter check. On 1 to 3. A 1. We have a random encounter. Warm and sunny most of the day. Cool fog blows in the early evening. Torah headwaters. Secure, well-patrolled area. Okay. So this is a safe, well-patrolled area. Murado. Many small farmsteads. Rabbits are plentiful. I think we have been here. Our random encounter is an outlaw buried up to her neck being picked at by hungry birds. What did this outlaw do? I feel like we're kind of the good guys. I don't think we I don't think we let the outlaw die, is what I'm saying. But how do you make sure they don't do anything wrong? Let's go ahead and save the outlaw. Buried up to her neck, to me, says she already is in trouble with the law, and this was essentially her punishment. And Thane is basically going to say, we can't just, watch someone die for robbery or whatever. And Abbott might beg to differ there, but we'll get her out of there and out of the birds, and I don't think she would have anything of value to offer as a whatever, and I don't think there's any sense in taking her to the authorities because she's already been there, done that. Maybe I could roll some prompts to see if there's anything that comes to mind on this, but I'm not really sure I expect anything to happen there. Let's go with this. I'll roll both sets. Bad idea. I don't have them. Okay, we got a 15 and a 99. God, I should have saved that for treasure. Free shelter. Okay. That actually makes 100% sense because we've got to rest in this. We've got to rest in this hex anyway because it's our last hex. So she is going to, that's not her anymore. This outlaw is going to offer us free shelter for the night, seeing that it's getting dark and we just got her, we just saved her. So this is one of those times where using those prompts can be really helpful. Because I'm like, what do we do with this? Like, I guess we should save her life, but is she going to reward us? She probably doesn't have a reward. Well, it turns out she does. It's not a monetary reward. She's going to give us shelter. So maybe she does have a little hideout. So we are going to follow her for a place to rest for the night. Now, the big question I have is, this is an outlaw. Is there a twist? Is she setting a trap for us? And because it's my idea that she might do this, Abbott might go, I don't know if I trust this. Things like, we just did a good deed for her, so she's definitely not going to double cross us now. I wouldn't be so sure about that. So I'm just going to let that be an oracle check, I think. So 11 or higher. So does she double cross us? 11 or higher, yes. A low roll is no. She's actually thankful for her life and safety. No, she does not double cross us. So she just gives us a place to rest, no funny business, and we tell her to stay out of trouble. So I'm gonna take that as a free rest for the night. We didn't do anything. There was no combat. I guess Abbott took 1 hit point of damage. So I would say we just keep moving on our way. But we'll call that good for a rest for the night and see where we end up tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for checking in. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed getting this far. And all right, we're on episode. This is going to be 40. I don't know. I just uploaded 42, but I've got another one, maybe 2 more to upload still. So I'm going for at least 50. And if I can survive long enough, maybe triple digits. Who knows?